Welcome back to the Conversation Unknown podcast. We're on episode number 12 now.
Yeah.
And, we just like to give a shout out to all the people's clips we're going to be watching. Please go to their channel, link, subscribe, do the thing. And we'd also appreciate if you do that for us as well. If you're here, please watch to the end. If you like what you see, leave a comment, hit the like, subscribe. We put out an episode every week, and we just kind of look forward to if there's anything that you guys want us to tackle. Throw it out there. Throw it in the comments. We'll try and address it.
We just want to say thanks to you guys too. I mean, we got all the new subscribers. You guys are catching on. You're feeling our vibe. The comments we're getting, the feedback, everything's looking real good. We appreciate that. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
And we're gonna keep it coming. Keep it coming.
We ain't
That's
stopping.
right.
Content. The man Glenn Beck talking about his 3 most scary things happening now, and this will be a short one. We're just gonna hear what he's got to say, which the 3 are, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Cool. Let's go.
Let's play a little game with you.
Okay.
Hey, because I've got 3 stories that scare the living poop right out of me.
Nicely put.
Well, when you hear them, just the headlines, you'll be like, ooh, I might have to wet myself. But instead of being all doom and gloom, let's play a game. Which one makes the poop come out of you?
This is not a well thought out
The
challenge.
episode we did.
I know it's a... Well, which one makes you want to poop your pants?
Okay, that's a little bit better.
All right, here you go.
The other one was just disturbing.
Yeah, I know. All right. Here's the first one. The United States government has lost trillions of dollars, and they don't know what happened to them.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That happens to everybody.
Sure, like the White House can't find $6.2 billion sent to Ukraine. Where did I put that $6.2 billion? Or my favorite, the U.S. Treasury,
Take care of it.
which I believe is kind of like the accountant's office of the U.S.
Okay, yeah.
Right. They're unable to track $5 trillion just from the pandemic spending.
Just the $5 trillion.
Just the $5 trillion.
Okay, so
Just
not
the
10 trillion.
No, it's not.
Not 80 trillion.
No. Okay, so headline number 2. Australian lab reports losing 323 deadly virus samples.
Just the 323, though.
Little poop, little poop, little pee, just a little bit.
Wish we wouldn't.
And this one, in a war against China,
Still not getting vaccinated.
the
though.
U.S. runs out of missiles in a matter of weeks, according to the House committee. Yeah, which one was it? Wah? Which one makes you go wah in your pants?
Last one grabbed me, man.
So, which one scares you guys the most?
Oh,
The
man.
freaking viruses, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like, the money thing is like par for the course in America.
Yeah,
They're always
yeah.
losing money. Like, and even when we go to war,
Easy come, easy go.
the way they hide the money that they spend. That's why they go through like Halliburton and freaking Lockheed Martin and all that.
It's like that South Park episode, and it's gone.
Right, exactly. You should see how much they like charge for like just a case of Coca-Cola and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they just write that off as war money. Like, oh, we had to spend this much in this war. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. And then they throw half the stuff away anyway. And it's just, dude, think about this. Where do you think they put their stocks in right before they go to war?
Yeah, it's like the Boeing shit where they charged like $7,000 for like a $30 soap dispenser on one of their planes.
Right.
Yeah.
Government spending out of control. Right.
Yeah, man. It's just gouging. So for me, like, don't get me wrong, it pisses me off and irritates the crap out of me because I know where the money is going to come from. It's our pockets, not theirs.
Dude, trillions
But-
though. What if it was just
$5 trillion.
What if it was just what if it wasn't a bunch of people? What if it was just like one guy that was like in the right place, the right time? He's like, well, this is mine now, and then he's just balling out of control.
Dude,
Like, one
you
guy.
pull the Superman
dude,
3
one
with the,
dude.
remember from Office Space? You ever see Superman
Yeah.
3? It's like that. Just fraction of a step, fraction of a step, fraction.
Yeah.
next episode that reminds me, because we haven't recorded in a little bit, so I'm like stocked on stuff. I had to like pick through like 15-20 links.
Yeah.
And there was
Yeah,
one that
nice.
I'll bring up next time. Speaking of like spending, or people with a fat pocket of money in the world, dude.
Yes. The Saudis.
Okay, the guy Borat, the comedian.
Yeah.
He's from
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Kazakhstan.
Oh yeah,
Kazakhstan.
yeah.
Now, apparently, Kazakhstan. This is the next thing I'm gonna bring on the next show. The link. that was like a whole government side apparently to make it look like they're that poor, but the actual city of Kazakhstan, which also goes into another link that I want to bring up too about the 200 fallen angels, and they have this place. If you look it up on Google Earth, you can zoom in and find it. It's in this city, Kazakhstan, that they were talking about, and this city's made out of marble, like the most insane
Everything marble.
And there's this pyramid, and inside the pyramid is this table with 200 seats.
What?
For those fallen angels. Yeah,
That's
dude.
fucking crazy.
Those are two links that will go in one into each other.
You know
First,
what,
I'll
like-
show you the city of Kazakhstan that's supposedly the real city, and then we'll go to the Google Earth, and then actually we'll look up the coordinates, and we'll zoom in on that city, and we'll find that. We'll look it up and then zoom it, because you Google Earth, you can go inside of stuff and look around.
The street view kind of thing.
You know what? I'm gonna like discipline myself not to look into it, because I wanted to see it like on the show.
Right.
But I already like have this itch inside me where I want to like go look into this and check it out.
Yes.
I'll bring it next time.
Yeah, do it.
I got this.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold off to do it because I want to go home and look it up after this. But
Okay, so
we got
This
here
next
weird web
one.
wonders.
well, what about you?
Okay.
Like, what about you guys? I mean, I came up with the what make me shit the most. You guys feel the same about it?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know. I cut you off. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Oh, I was just saying, like, you know, the government spending shit is like
Yeah, that's par for the
that's
course.
just par
like
for
you
the
said.
course or
Yeah.
whatever. But
right.
like them losing, what did he say? 328 was 1,000?
Well, he said like 6 billion, and then like
No. I'm talking about the diseases or whatever vials that they lost.
220 some. I thought it was. I don't know.
It was in the
I don't
hundreds. It was
remember
in the
5
top
minutes ago.
hundreds.
I think it was like 328. Either it was 328 or it was 328,000.
Either way,
And
terrifying.
Right, like
Damn it! No, that little thing about it, I won't be able to sleep at night for. Jeez, man.
I'm getting a little congested at night lately. I don't know, man.
You guys, speaking of congested, have we had any of that weird fog around here that's been going on?
yes.
Viral. Does that happen here?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, winter fog is weird. It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
But this fog has got like all these particles in there. Some saying it's smart dust.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
Talking about
And like, there's
nanobots.
if you look at
Story
it, like the wind from the globe, where all that fog is being whooshed in from, is from
Yeah.
they're using like the wind streams of the globe and
Jet
releasing
streams,
it for one country, and it's
We need a
raining
little
all over.
We need a little gong or like a bell to go off every time Tony says globe.
Right? Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy though. That's wild.
No, check this out. This is the craziest thing. Like, this brought up a total story time. So, what was this? Yeah, Christmas Eve. We went to my parents' house. Me and my son went to my parents' house. And we just did our little Christmas celebration because my son normally goes with his mama on Christmas Day. And we're driving. Everything's like clear as day, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, literally, what the fuck is that? And there's just this. I mean, it was long.
Yeah.
But the depth of it was like maybe a city block. But the length of it was probably a good mile long. And it was just this, and I'm talking like super thick fog. Like, do you ever see that
Localized
movie,
fog.
like The Mist or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, dude, it was milky. Like, I couldn't see I could see the glow of the traffic
Holy
lights,
fuck.
but I could not see any definition of cars driving by of the thing. And as soon as we passed through it, clear as fucking day again.
Dude, when I was flying from ATW to Milwaukee, it was low flying. It was only a few thousand feet off the ground.
Right.
'Cause it wasn't like it wasn't a 747 or
Yeah,
whatever.
you never even get up to cruising at that point. Yeah.
Right. I could see, it was in the early morning, and I could see all the fog like on the ground before it had burned off. It was crazy. Like, you'd see little patches of it and stuff. This is probably 2 years ago. But man, it was weird. Like, the aerial view of what you're just describing, it's wild.
Dude,
because like
it's
cars
trippy.
were coming out of it and like streaming like out as they like punched out of it.
It honestly, like, with the glow of the lights and like the tail lights and stuff, it almost looked like there was like a fucking fire going on because of like that's all you could see was like this glow through the fog.
Right.
And that's why I was like, what the fuck is that? And like I had a good feeling it was fog because of like, or it was smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And tripped me out. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just saying about that fog. I was thinking about it the other night, and I was thinking. I went outside and like looked. I was like seeing if it was fog, but I guess like the overcast. That thing is that's a thing like everywhere or like globally right now. Nobody's seeing the star. I don't know. I guess I see stars sometimes in it, but there's a lot. But anyway, I went outside and I shined my laser in the sky just to see if I could see particles, and I did. And I was like, well, okay, smart dust. If we're getting like right with smart dust, that's gonna be like in and out of everything. So I started thinking about like my vents at home. So it's gonna get through the ducts. It's gonna go through, you know. And I went by the vent that was blowing out air and put my laser by it. I was like, started seeing it, and I got this little light in my bathroom, you know, where I go at night when I get up, take a piss when I'm fucking tired. I got this little light that plugs into the wall, and it's just a little spotlight that comes down and goes right on the toilet, so I don't have to turn the light on or nothing. And I was like sleeping, and I woke up, took a piss, and I was like looking at that light, and I saw little particles. I was like, hey, it's a fucking smart dust, dude. Oh my god, it's everywhere. I started getting all like inside of my head, like, I'm gonna give me some masks instead of wearing masks and shit. The smart dust. All you gotta do is hit a button and microwave us. Like,
you're gonna want an N95 for that.
The toilet light though. I want to do a little sidetrack on this. Like, I love the fact that you have it up and it's like pointed at the bowl. Like, did you ever see the toilet lights that like go in the toilet? Like, when you,
Yes.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because I like love blue lights and stuff. So like all the LED lights behind my TV in my like living room, they're all like fucking blue, right?
Yep.
And so I put blue one in the bowl and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing until I had to change the batteries.
this is gross.
Right? Then I was like, this was really fun for the last couple months, but
that was cool. Let me get my my rubber gloves and
right. Dude, I didn't even want to touch it. I was like, oh my god.
You gotta get them from like Sheen where they're just disposable or whatever.
Right?
Yeah. So next one here. I mean, okay, wait, first.
So this is 55 minutes.
No. It's once I get, but what scares the shit out of me about that first one is the last one.
Oh man, I know this dude.
So this is a pretty credible dude. All right, he's Sean Ryan.
Yeah.
Ooh, is this about the Cybertruck?
No, kind of. But this is like the Cybertruck supposedly was that guy might still be alive.
Okay.
The DNA doesn't match up with the dude.
Okay.
All right.
That was a hell of a fight.
I had a bullet hole.
That was a hell of a video.
Bullet hole in his head. There's a bunch of like things that are not adding up with that apparently. But the manifesto that guy left to this dude, which is another former Green Beret buddy with him. Okay. And this is about the drones, dude.
Okay.
If everybody's wondering what the drone thing is going on, the guy that did this guy actually who did this podcast, he's like, after this podcast, just so everybody knows, I'm packing up with my kids and I'm leaving for a bit. I'll be gone. I ain't doing this show. And he's like consistently on. He's like right under Joe Rogan.
Okay.
He's that big and he's that credible.
So he's probably got some attention.
This might be what's going on with the drones. So, without further ado,
I've got to tell somebody. I've got to tell the FBI at least, because this is huge. This is all over the news. And then I was like, well, dude, this guy wanted to get in contact with Sean Ryan, so let me get this to Sean Ryan, see if I can get with him. And I had a buddy who knew your producer, and we went from there. But
Wow. Do you want to read the email?
Yep. So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or on to the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operations Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comms system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive V-bid. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive V-bid. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a V-bid was. I had to explain what that acronym meant.
Are you fucking serious?
Dead serious. I said it twice, and he goes, you said that word V-bid. Can you tell me what that is?
It's just a car bomb?
For your audience, a V-bid, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a V-bid is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower.
Some Irish shit right there, man.
Backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive V-bid. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff, and this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with redacted IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Redacted commander at the time, redacted can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war because this is a mutually assured destruction situation. Then he says, for vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18 Zulu out of 110, that's 1st Battalion, 10th Special Forces Group. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP access.
So, damn. Basically, it goes further on in this interview. If this strikes anybody's interest, go to that Sean Ryan interview with this guy and watch the rest of it. That's just a clip of it. There's more to this story. That guy is supposedly still alive, and the reason he did that is to bring awareness to everybody and also uncover the corruption of the current administration. Apparently, like, I guess what they did and what they're covering up is like UN war crime type shit, like big trouble stuff. I guess that's allegedly. And just let me say for viewer purposes, these are all allegations.
Oh yeah.
Do your own research. This is all a big joke. Yeah. I don't believe any of this. None of us believe any of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know,
none of it. None of
this
it.
is
right.
None of this is real.
Yeah.
It's all satire.
Dude, I think it's kind of crazy though, like how he's talking about the China drones coming out from like submerged China, like submerged submarines or whatever the fuck it is. But like everybody's what?
UAP.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Anti-gravity vehicles.
So
That's why you can see them submerge in the water and go fast as hell, just as fast as they're out, and when they're in, because they're creating their own gravitational force around it.
Well, you like the technology aspect of it, like, is beyond me, but like,
It's basically
it's kind of crazy because people have been talking about this for years. They're like, yo, these UFOs aren't coming from like the sky, they're coming from the fucking ocean.
No.
And like, I know this is more your thing than like my thing, but like, I've seen some pretty cool videos. I've seen some pretty bad videos. But I've also seen some videos that have nothing to do with like UFOs and nothing to do with UAPs or whatever you want to call them, about like people diving off the coast and finding like these weird ass bunkers and like these things like built into like the crust of the
There's
side
one
of
out of off of California.
Yes.
That one.
That one is crazy.
You could see it from Google Earth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
It's like an underwater base.
I think like Russia and China, like as far as the U.S. is concerned, are like the two countries that we would need to worry about the most.
Yeah, I think as far as military power, they've got the most money. They've got the biggest militaries
And
for
that-
sure.
That is exactly
Seems
why I still didn't say from the first video that we watched, the one that scares me the most is us running out of missiles after 3 weeks of going to war with China.
Yeah, no shit.
That scares me a little bit. You know, we were good during the last administration, but because we've given so much to Ukraine and like
Just
depleted,
more.
and then also that we left what $80 billion worth of shit in Afghanistan. What?
It's tiddlywinks.
Right?
No, man, that shit just pisses me off how he left all that shit there and like
Right. I was
Basically
like,
fed-
dude, did I say something I wasn't supposed to?
no, it's just
No, so I was watching a thing about how we're still giving shit to Ukraine. I think there's more talks of giving more, but
They're trying to give anything and everything before they go out the door.
here's the thing that I
It's
like.
because they got shit on him.
Well, one of the last things Biden wants to do is basically take stuff off the proverbial shelves that we have, give it to Ukraine to make room for us to get newer shit, which I like. I want newer shit.
Yeah, when's the last time you heard him dropping a dime on anything for us?
He's gonna just do some stuff for before he gets out. Who knows?
You think so?
I have no idea, but that's all I heard. So
That guy can't even walk up a flight of stairs, man. You know, I mean,
man,
you
Dirty
know,
Joe.
You know what I mean? And we all know the famous quote, "Well, son of a bitch, he got fired." We know we know what this is all about, man.
I think I just like how
Are you?
juiced up he gets, you know, like
Dude, he's funny as fuck.
yeah. Well, they all are. They all are. Trump, he's clearly on an amphetamine.
He's
Trump is,
Trump?
dude.
I don't know, man.
He's on the ads.
I think he's on the ads. I know he's against drugs. I get that, but he's older than my dad, and my dad's old. And
But dude, that guy's never touched a drop of alcohol in his entire
I mean,
life.
maybe
yeah, but
because
there's a
of not
difference
like
between uppers and downers, dude.
lappers, gassers, poppers, screamers.
Yeah,
Dude, we'll never know.
then-
We'll never know.
I want to know more importantly, I want to know the cocktail that they're giving Biden.
Yeah, dude. Maybe it's just some straight up
fucking like comfortably numb like all the time.
Dude, maybe it's a blizzard in the White House nonstop.
Right,
Because we found this. We don't know what happened to that story. Whose was it?
Oh, dude, I've heard some shit that it was Kamala's.
I believe that shit, dude.
I'm not even lying.
Dude,
like,
I sent you that video of
shit.
Trump Jr. at the Tesla launch, dude. Doing a number, dude.
oh yeah.
Dude.
Shut up. You can pull it up. No, baby. I'm like,
All right,
should
listen,
we-
Yeah, we'll stay to it. But yeah.
But here's my favorite thing.
He's sitting
Dips into it like, dude.
there watching a rocket launch.
No, dude, the funniest thing ever is like when Biden was originally running against Trump, like back in 2016 or whatever it was. And
They're all
Dude,
fucking
he was-
high.
he
They're
was-
all fucking high.
he was
dude.
fucking he's sitting there doing like a small town like little conference thing, and there's like all these people in the room, and then this girl asked him a question. I forgot what it was. Like it was just some typical random citizen question, you know? And he looks at her and he goes, "You ever been in a caucus?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "No, you haven't, you lying dog-faced pony soldier." And then he looks at this other dude and he goes, "I bet I can do more push-ups than you."
Yes, yes, I did see
I was
that.
like,
And then,
Amazing.
you got a clip of him just taking a bike ride, like, what? Right?
Dude, I was just like, "What? You lying?" That became part of my repertoire from then on. You lying dog-faced pony soldier. Like,
It's funny and it's good entertainment.
can you imagine
for
getting hit
sure.
with that? You're in a heated argument in the middle of a bar or something. And they're like, "You
Fucking
lying
dog-faced.
dog-faced pony soldier."
Benny, is there any way that you could pull this link up real quick? It'll go perfect with what we're saying.
Oh, dude, I know what this is. I know exactly what this is.
Oh, fantastic.
You can't, if you know, you know. That's all we're gonna say.
Gonna go right out of the drone thing, just to kind of, just
I
beginning.
don't know what's really crazy right now.
Just because we were talking about the drone situation.
I hate to like just
get-
interject with this weird thing, but like you see like the background here.
Yep.
I had that as a screensaver on my phone.
Dude, yeah, it's that retro wave Japanese sort
Yeah.
of
This is,
stuff.
I think this right here isn't done by a person. I think this person is experimenting with the world of AI with shows like this, like we do. That he just has it all created on his own, because it's not a person. It's just called. This guy just started dropping.
I saw
it's
it. There's
weird
a lot
red
of
wonders
views here. Look
Yeah,
at that.
and they got good content. Like I got some other one I just got sucked into recently, but it's really good stuff.
4.3K, 2.1K. So it's a a newer one.
Yeah, but he's climbing the ranks just like we're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
But I think this guy found a little bit of a loophole and a way to do it without doing it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to put his person there or not. Dude's a mystery, really.
Absolutely.
Or
Hold here.
whatever.
We'll check
Okay,
this
hit play
bitch
on
out.
this.
Ball lightning.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Ball lightning's crazy.
Oh, out of the drone thing, right? Now check it out. Here you go. Notice they're all Western countries, which comes out of the last video. Look at all the last 24 hours, man.
Damn.
Some countries are untouched.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Tell me we ain't the target.
Dang.
Damn. I need to move up to Canada or something, dude. I don't even know. Or
Why
the
would you
desert.
in the
But look,
BP
though,
there.
what does that say? We're getting. It's all focused on us, man. We're the
Yeah.
target.
New Mexico.
If there's any truth to that last link, the first one,
Yeah.
The
What
UK
does it-
though,
what
I
does
mean,
this tell
like
you?
they're just getting smaller,
What does
but
this
it's a
tell you?
smaller area, you know.
I mean, what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
Damn.
You know what's really crazy about that though is how easy that shit is to do. Have you ever seen anybody like militarily operate a drone? They can literally be sitting at your computer like you are right now, a fucking
Hawaii,
Xbox
yeah.
controller, and be flying that shit off an aircraft carrier.
Right.
Look at it. Australia, barely anything.
Nothing's going on there.
Indonesia,
Philippines.
Malaysia, China, India, nothing. Dude, look at that. Africa, nothing.
Just one in South Africa.
Nothing. What does this
Africa
tell you?
doesn't surprise me,
There's
really.
Europe, guys. See the United Kingdom?
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
But no, it doesn't. It's like
Coming out of that first link.
the Africa being inactive does not surprise me. Like, you know, there's a thing that shows how many people play like PlayStation and stuff all over the world. Africa's always kind of dark.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
only
I
the
mean,
coastal cities that
right.
like actually have anything
mean,
going on. Or
maybe
the
it's-
coastal
Maybe it's
countries and cities that have anything going on. Like Central Africa is like barren.
Right.
It's like really weird, but like the whole coast of it, like because everybody thinks Africa is like being like this weird like uncivilized like continent, but like when you go to like anywhere on the coast of it, it's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
booming.
Booming. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So when we play these, does that go to the full? Cut us out?
No.
Okay.
We're still in here. That's how we get the shorts actually. So it'll be playing, and then when I cut out my shorts, I just grab them from here. That's why it's a little blurry usually, because we're blowing this up to a full screen size. Basically.
Gotcha. Okay, so this one, guys, just is a little different. Just a thought I had. I wanted to bring this up just in case the viewers out there, who all thinks, I mean, where do you think our internet comes from? Satellites in the sky. Because most people,
It's copper and glass. Copper and glass.
people think that's how it all works.
Right,
And
right.
the people that don't know really how it works, there's a little info for you, so a little educational.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
Hell
think
yeah.
it's satellites.
This is how
All
we
about
get
this,
internet.
bro.
This is how
Internet
we
cables have been laid in the sea to keep us connected to the internet anywhere in the world. You might be surprised to learn that these cables extend for approximately 1.4 million kilometers under the sea. To lay these cables, a special ship known as a cable-laying vessel is used. This ship is equipped with a round elevator machine that holds the cable. As the ship moves slowly, it unrolls the cable into the sea. In this way, it can lay between 100 and 200 kilometers of cable in a single day.
Yep.
And they have robots that go down there and fix it if it ever breaks or something happens to it. I just thought that's interesting because, like,
That's badass,
normally
yeah.
a lot of people don't understand that
Oh,
the
yeah.
only reason you can send an email from here to the United Kingdom or across the world is because it's a cables under the sea. It's not from satellites.
Yeah, a lot of people do believe it's satellites, and it's not. It's strictly fiber optic.
And another
cable.
reason they would think it is satellites because what would also add to that is like Starlink. No,
Right.
Starlink is like a new thing that
It's a
they're
new
trying
thing,
to
right?
trying to
Yeah.
get to work. That ain't anything like we normally would do.
Starlink's a very small piece of the pie. Most of it has been around for a long time, and it's most like the undersea cables and stuff.
Yeah.
Copper or glass, copper or fiber optics.
That's insane. You know, before, and I'm gonna be honest here, I thought it was satellites too. I just found
Wait, wait.
recently. I was like,
Hold up. Bring that back. Bring that back for a minute.
oh, okay, shut up. That is before I got it. Okay, we need to get another guy in the
Bring
show.
that back.
Mr. Valenti.
You want to know what's funny though about
This is
Starlink?
you got man.
No.
He's like, I'm getting teamed up.
There's a
Come
saying.
on, arm wrestle.
I could do 100 push-ups in a minute.
Lion, dog, face, pony, soldier. You.
No. There's an expression though. It goes, there is no cloud. It's just other people's computers. That's it. Like, that's how the internet works. Like when you connect to YouTube, you're just going through usually copper or fiber to a data center, and then that's it. There's the only Wi-Fi is going to take place at your home, or if you have like Spectrum or whatever Xfinity Wi-Fi, that's 5G basically. But yeah, there is no cloud. It's just other people's computers.
That's a
And the
trip, too.
NSA
That's a
is
trip,
watching
too.
you
Just-
masturbate.
I was thinking about that.
But,
no, because Kamala will tell you all the information's in a cloud up there. Do you guys hear her explain that?
Oh man.
Oh,
Dude,
God. She's such a gem. Did you guys hear her say the Pledge of Allegiance the other day?
No.
I pledge allegiance to the America.
Really? I remember saying
you were
Pledge of
this
Allegiance.
close to being our president, and you can't even recite this. I'm not okay.
All right, dude, I'm not gonna go
Anyway.
because
Okay, so
I did want to touch on something. I tried to bring it up a couple times. About the Starlink thing.
just slap me next time.
No, it's all good. My aunt from my dad's side, she lives out in California. All of a sudden, she sends me this like video on Facebook Messenger the other night, and she's like, "Oh my god, I caught this video like up in the sky the other day. It's crazy, blah blah blah." And she sends it to me. I look at it and I go, "That's Starlink."
Nice.
And she's like, "What's that?" And then I had to like explain it to her,
Most
but she
people don't
literally
know.
thought she was watching like UFOs like go
Yep,
through the sky.
yep.
She's like, "They move so fast." I'm like, "They're just orbiting, dude."
Have you guys
Right.
seen that? I saw it one time.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Only videos.
It's like
never
a
in person.
close line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks like a line, and it looks so cool going across the sky. I was looking at. I was able to get a video, and I sent it to my friend Vigi. I was like, "What is it? What is this?"
It's a modern marvel, is what it is. It's super
pretty cool.
badass.
That's weird because like a year ago, I was looking up in the sky one time, and I saw one come, but they weren't short together like that.
Yeah.
They were like
Beta mode.
one and another, then another. And I started taking videos. I got Valenti on the phone. I was like, bro, look up in the sky. Do you see the? And he saw him too.
Yep.
And they said that was Starlink too. Was that Starlink too?
Well, they've had satellite shit since the 90s.
But they go in a line like that?
Yeah.
Or the 80s, really. Yeah. I think so. Because what
like
they're
for
doing
a
is
long
they're
time in the same line.
Yeah. Well, because when they go over their paint, they're basically there's like a field that they're covering, and that's it. So they need to be in high bandwidth or high capacity areas where there's a lot of people that have satellite coverage. They need them a lot to pass over and over, because when it goes around to the other side of the world, they're not going to be able to give coverage. So it's like
It goes in like a continuous line, right?
The
So
density.
Eventually, is there a lot of lines of those like that?
There's multiple
So
lines.
probably in different directions, right? And all different axes. So we would
It's
probably go over Antarctica too, wouldn't it?
Well, that's the thing. Most of them go around the equator. Most of them because it's.
It would probably go over Antarctica too, right? For like Google Earth and shit.
No, because there's less people. There's less people
Same.
on that thing. Less people on that thing. Don't make me go get my globe again.
I'm gonna say like, how are they going over?
Jeez.
Are they inside or
yes.
outside the firmament?
Got him.
Nah.
Match.
One for the globalists.
Okay,
Game
guys.
blouses.
Yeah, moving on. Bring on. We're moving on. All right. So the next one here, I just like with the links I brought today. I tried to bounce around in a bunch of stuff I've been thinking about and like watching about. Yeah, this is
I
a
think
pretty.
it looks like Keemstar so much.
It's
He
a
does.
a
Maybe
pretty-
that's what happened to Keemstar.
Huh?
Maybe it's him.
Who's that?
Keemstar is this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that got a bunch of internet beef.
Yeah, he's like a troll, just basically internet gaming troll.
Yeah.
And then he turned into what was it, a drama alert?
Drama alert, yeah,
He
yeah.
started doing basically YouTube
Basically-
drama or whatever.
Yeah.
Quick random talk off the subject. You guys know Keanu Reeves is like one of the best actors alive, but one of the coolest dudes ever.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes, I do.
Dude, I just saw a little
Super
thing that
humble.
with how much that money and how many awesome movies he gives it all away.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
pays all his staff and everything. He gives it away. He drives a used car. He lives in a $3,000 a month place that he pays for. Dude, he walks around like a bum.
watch.
You know, but he's like, he don't give a shit, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He doesn't want anything.
I love
He
that
just-
about him,
he
man.
does-
He's got enough. He's got what he needs, and he doesn't.
Right.
And that's all,
happy.
dude. That's
the way to do
That's
it.
beautiful, man.
That's the
Yeah.
way to keep your brain intact mentally, like, stable, grounded, down to earth. That's the way to do it. He knows.
He's gonna
For
have
sure.
a seat at the big table up there. I tell you, man. He's a good
Oh,
guy.
man.
I wish I just want to meet him once in my
Yeah.
life and be like, dude, you rock, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
High five.
probably like, I know that Benny doesn't follow into this, but he's probably like what do you want to say, a universal or like a angelic type example for humanity to like look at, like even, no matter how good
He could
you
be.
could have it, like this
Yeah.
is an example of how you're supposed to be type.
Absolutely.
Like
The devil's advocate.
Yeah, like I mean,
That's a
he's
good
got.
one.
Puts
I
it-
mean,
he
look at
puts his
that. He's got
messages
like
in his
the
movies.
temptation of like having everything he wants, but he like lives such a humble life, and he does such good for other people.
Dude, he
like,
rides the subway, man. Like,
Yeah.
ill as
Dude,
fuck.
that's so
Imagine just looking over, like, what's up, Keanu? And be like, what up?
Especially
got
like
a
at his
walk-
age too. I mean, I know he looks like young, but he's like older than all of us.
Yeah, he's got a
And-
Walkman with like a cassette tape in it. It's
Right, like,
Dude, that'd be
and
cool.
he's still taking the subway and shit. He could have a personal chauffeur and like just live his
Right.
life. And
yeah.
he's like,
He lives like a
and the
normal
cool thing
human
is,
being.
dude. You ever notice he's like always alone too?
Right.
He's like just vibing by himself out there.
What a great guy.
It's good. I think when you become a celebrity, it's probably really easy to get like an echo chamber, and echo chambers are never good. Everybody
No.
just surround you, like saying yes
I
all the
hate
time.
that. I hate
Yeah.
that, man. I want to live good, but I want to live like,
Down to earth.
like live. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Being on the ground,
You know?
man. Yeah.
I also want
it's
a
all about the
Ferrari.
kids.
I
It's
also
all
want a
about the
Ferrari.
I want a
kids, man.
Porsche.
It's all about your legacy. It's all about setting them up an empire. They're taking. It's all about setting them up make sure that they're taken care of. That's all. I mean, that's like my life mission goal as of this point is just to make sure my babies are all right.
Yep.
That's,
But you can't just give them a lottery ticket, right? And that's the thing.
they will be living humbly. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Tell you that because they also get life lessons.
Yes. But they're also going to have good Christmases too.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You get a rolling. You get a rolling.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, all right. So bouncing around to different topics. I did a couple that I just like I said, the internet cable thing. This one blows my mind. I mean,
I heard about this and I love this one.
If nobody knows about that glitter conspiracy, here it is.
Let's
awesome.
Theory do we want to get into today?
Okay, this one's it's kind of a viral one, so you guys have probably heard this already, but it's called the glitter conspiracy.
Do you know about it?
So no.
So let me start off. Okay, yeah, the glitter conspiracy. Let me start off with this. I don't know anything about it.
I love the confidence. Actually, no.
Okay, so I'm going to give a brief synopsis because Andy told me about it last night, and I looked into it a little bit. It's kind of everywhere, but so there's this main glitter manufacturing. I think they may have the patent on glitter.
It's like I knew that. There's like one plant.
Yeah, there's two plants. They're both based in New Jersey.
Okay.
Of course.
They're owned by the same company.
Yeah.
Like it's like a sister company. I don't know. It's like underneath whatever. It's called Glitter X. All right.
Glitter X.
And one guy from the New York Times went and I tried to read as much as the article today. It was like 20 pages long, and he was explaining
New York Times, yeah.
like what glitter is. I'm like, okay, I don't really.
It's not healthy for you though.
No, and they talk about that. It's like it's a terrible thing. So it's basically aluminum coated or plastic coated aluminum. So it's like it never goes away. It stays on Earth basically forever.
Terrible to consume. Terrible for the environment.
Yeah.
Terrible for sea animals. It's terrible.
It's awful.
Rippers.
And this guy was questioning, and so it was like weirdly top secret. He was talking to
Apparently so do their
one of the
patrons.
higher ups, and the guy's like, "Yeah,
Because there's a shortage.
yeah." So
That's the biggest
apparently
thing. They're
there's
like,
there's a shortage in the world.
He started talking to him just because he's like, okay, so there's a shortage. What's happening? Who's your bit? Like, he's just asking questions.
Yeah, and so he asked if he can get a tour of the place, and the guy's like, absolutely not.
Why?
He said you can't. He said you can't see the glitter being made.
Why?
He said you can't even be in a room next to it and hear how it's being made.
What?
You can know nothing
dude, that's
about the
crazy.
process.
Nothing. And the guy said even their main big clients for buying glitter,
Like Hobby Lobby.
I guess,
They
they
don't even
said
tell 'em.
they don't even have access to know how the glitter is made. Really weird, right?
What is
Aluminum-coated
going on?
plastic.
What about the sound of it being made would
Don't know.
ruin
What if
the
it's just
secret?
aliens?
There's a bunch of freaking fairies farting in a room, and
I need you to make this glitter now.
Sandy.
Oh, shiny.
Is that an alien?
Yeah, it's like all trolls and stuff.
You've heard
that
too
look
much.
I'm so sorry.
I really wish you didn't hear that.
Papa?
That's crazy.
But he did get a tour, right? But like nowhere close to the actual process of it being made.
Yeah, they're like, this is our coffee maker.
Yeah, basically like the boring side. They had like a showroom of like all their different types of glitter, and he literally had like 3 paragraphs about these different types. I'm like, okay, pink, blue, wow, okay. But he asked the lady
How can we
giving the
watch
tour, who are the biggest buyers? Are you having a contraction?
No, it just sat wrong.
Oh.
It hurts.
If you give birth on this podcast, this will be the most
She looks
amazing
super
podcast
pregnant.
ever.
I'm not doing that.
He's
So
ready to
please don't be
pop her,
selfish.
so-
Don't
Yeah.
wait.
So she said, like, like the basics, like they do jet ski paint, crafts and art stuff.
Like they mentioned football helmets.
Yeah, football helmets, just like paint.
Yeah.
They even
basically.
use it to
Toothpaste or
track
something?
stool for animals, like when they're like sick or
Glitter
something. So they'll like
toothpaste?
give them like pill capsules with glitter in it. So
Oh my
they,
gosh.
when they look at their stool,
Really?
Yeah.
stool is poop.
Maybe.
Let's just cut to the chase. We're talking about animal poop.
Right here. Like so.
But there's one company, she said, that is the biggest buyer of all glitter. And he says, what is it? And she said,
The U.S. government.
well, we don't know.
Oh.
And she's like, I can't tell you that.
Oh my gosh.
And she said, or he said, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? Talking about the product that they use this glitter in, the main buyer of glitter. And she said, no, not really.
You know exactly what I'm thinking.
He said, would I be able to see the glitter? And she said, oh, you'd be able to see something, but I can't.
But
And
what's the first quote that you said? Like,
and then she said, they don't want anyone to know that it is glitter.
Where does your imagination go?
That's the conspiracy type of this thing.
And so people are saying like it could be in bombs.
Yeah.
It could be in toothpaste, but it's like
toothpaste.
To make it like.
So the biggest buyer of glitter, they won't tell you who it is. Would you know what it is? Would you know that it's glitter in the product that they use it for? If you've seen it, they're like, no,
not really.
Can you tell us what it's made for? No, they don't. The people who buy it don't even want you to know what they buy it for.
It's gotta be toothpaste.
You think?
There's so much toothpaste out
that
there.
Toothpaste with the
sparkles and shit. Right.
Yeah, but how come when you brush your teeth, you ain't still got like glitter pieces stuck in your shit?
They're never gonna tell you. That's part of the secret. They probably wrap it in Teflon or something.
But like, think about it this way though.
Yeah, glitter gets everywhere.
We're getting too caught up on glitter. Like, and he even said, if you saw it, would you know it's glitter? And they're like, no. What other particles would be made out of those materials that would need to be bought in such a
cloud
large...
seeding, man.
I thought you were gonna know exactly what I was talking about when I said, I know what you're thinking. What I'm thinking right now. I know you know what I'm thinking.
Dude. We just
What I
cracked
tell
the
you.
code.
Yeah, they use some sort of a compound. Interesting.
Dude, that's a
All
short.
this and more.
That's
on
a
my-
short. Wow, dude, you just blew my mind, bro.
Dude, see, you guys are thinking about products, and I'm thinking like,
Right.
nah, man.
And that's what they say. They don't want you to know that it's
Right.
you. Oh, dude, wow, you just broke the code, my friend. Wow, dude.
Link in bio.
That's genius. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Would you know it's in? If you've seen it, no, probably not.
Some kind of road stuff too. The cloud seeding thing, I like that. That's good. That's
That's
good.
what they put in the
think
air.
about it, bro.
Barium, aluminum, or whatever. And
You need a lot of it. A lot. 'Cause clouds are big.
Wow. Well,
Well,
I mean, after you see him doing that, I guess you don't really see it. I'm wondering if you would see it after they like really spray this. 'Cause sometimes you see like chemtrails going.
anybody that's ever been to a strip club knows how fucking insidious fucking glitter is. Dude.
Like, you
you
can't
don't
get
have
rid
to
of that
touch
stuff,
nobody.
man.
You're coming home because covered in it.
Covered in it, dude. And that's just one stripper. Imagine a cloud's worth of strippers. So much fucking
think about this though, like think about this though. Like, this is crazy, right? Think about the cloud seeding thing, right? And let's say it just doesn't look like glitter because we know that.
Yeah.
But it's made out of the same materials. Now think about, like, for instance, I live downtown.
Damn.
Dude, the filtration I have to do, like, I've never lived anywhere where I've had to dust more.
Yeah.
And think about people who live in big cities and stuff. There's always that like film on their car.
Yeah.
There's always that like film on their car.
Absolutely.
Like, you never get rid of it. No matter how much you wash your car, it's like there within a day or two.
Yep. Yeah, the Subi I had, the black one, I had to wash that thing every day, every other day.
Dude, I think we're on to something here.
I was, and I was.
What if
'cause
you
I love
ground it
that
up
car. I miss
really
it.
fine, maybe? Like, you get it like the big flakes, and then you grind it down to like microscopic particles, and they make a little bit.
Challenge.
Yeah.
We get some glitter. We grind it up.
I've got a coffee grinder.
We grind it up. You do a line of it.
We draw straws to see who does a line of it.
I was just about to take note.
We're all gonna do a line of glitter.
I'm not doing it.
No,
We
I
got
have to.
Alzheimer's, man.
Do we have for the fans? Yeah, I don't want Alzheimer's.
I can't. I got enough problems, man.
All right, we'll find a viewer.
Am I done? Do I got any more?
Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. I think this is where Chambers.
Oh, the self-aware dog. This is pretty. It's a really short one.
Okay,
Pretty sad.
nice.
I don't know. This brought a tear to my eye, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of
Trying to make me cry on camera, bro.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
This just blows my mind. It just kind of gives you a whole new look at your pets. I guess.
You know those dogs that like they train them to push the buttons to be able to speak to their owners?
Yes,
Like
yes.
outside,
Yeah.
hungry, sad. This person has like, I mean, it has to be over 50 buttons.
Every time I've seen it, it seems very random, and it's like it doesn't make sense.
But this dog is becoming like self-aware.
Yeah.
Like almost to where like there's a human stuck inside this dog.
Oh no, that's scary.
Because now the dog is apparently on antidepressant pills, a Great Depression. This dog is suffering with. It clicks buttons like who am I? The lady's like, you're Bunny.
Why is that button a thing?
Yeah, the dog's name is like Bunny, and they're like, "No, you're Bunny," and the dog would like go over to the mirror and just like look at
stare
it,
at itself.
and then it goes over and clicks a button, help.
Oh no!
And then it's like sad. It's like
my
literally communicating like I'm stuck in this dog body
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
fully aware.
That's
It's terrifying.
What? Dude, no way, man.
Right? That poor dog.
Dude, that
You know,
makes me
like.
Hold on, we're bringing up one other thing, wildly relevant. Do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah.
Talking about when we mix a helmet for the dog.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter. Thank you.
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to...
Oh my god. It's just relaxing. So that's the thing. I love showing that clip to people. What if you could meet God and you could say, what is my purpose? And then he told you your purpose.
What if God was one of us?
I think I like not knowing better. It would just be too much. It'd be too much to know.
Dude, I saw a clip today of this guy. He had an NDE, a near-death experience, and he found himself held in a big hand. He was sitting there and looking to the right, and there was all these crazy demons, these giant demons that were like, we're getting sick of this guy. He ate at our table, and then he mocked it or something like the demons were like about to get him. And then he looked to his left, and he saw Jesus walk up, and all of a sudden he took him around, like took him and put his arm around him, and then everything went good and great. Everything was like beautiful. Like he felt the love of God, and Jesus probably looked at him and smiled and said, "Let's not do that again." Then he woke up and smiled at him like, even though you were going through all that and everything you've done, all the poor bad decisions you made, I was still right there with you.
Damn.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard a story about that.
Reminded me of that.
I've had a story about that, yeah. A guy went through a near-death experience, and he was explaining it where, like, he gets somewhere and there's like a room of like a couple of dudes, and then there's this one dude, and he didn't describe him like Jesus. He said he had longer hair though, and he was just like some Caucasian dude, and he's like just like laughing about everything, like yeah, it's all cool. So what did you learn? And then he told him, he's like, okay, cool. And he didn't even care. He's like, I had a family, I had a kid, I had wives, you know, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And he's like, okay, that's cool. We got to get you back. And he was just a cool, down to earth guy. And then he went back, and then that was it. Just a chill dude. Didn't say it was Jesus, but he was very just like Keanu, you know.
Would you want to know if you could talk to God?
What's
Would
that?
you want to know?
No.
What your purpose was?
I don't know, man. Like I kind of feel like I do, but
I kind of feel. I think it's all about my kids.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, show them how it's done.
Like
just the experience.
Exactly,
Just
man.
that's the whole deal. Just
the reason we're here is to
from the
figure it
moment
out
you hold
ourselves,
them
right?
With your shirt off on your chest to feel your heartbeat right after they come out of the womb.
Oh, dude.
That's the most life-changing experience I've
I
ever
listened to my
felt.
daughter's heartbeat earlier today. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude,
it's weird when you like created something like that, and then you get that bond. Like it just changes everything. But like
unreal.
No, like we've talked about this a few times throughout the podcast, and like different little segments and stuff, and kind of like the I could change your life, you could change my life, you know, kind of that whole scenario. But like like when I do open up to somebody that like might not know my story, like know my background or something, or like what I've been through, like I'll hear most people's natural reaction is like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm like, I had to go through all of that to be exactly the person that I need to be for the rest of you.
No regrets.
Yes.
For the rest of you. And the way I look at it is like I say this thing, like I don't want people to like remember me, like if I pass, like I don't want them to remember me for like what I did for them or what party we had or whatever. I want them to remember me for how I made them feel.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I think my purpose.
What kind of footprint are you gonna leave?
Exactly. And I think my purpose is like, it's really weird. Like when I go out in the world, I'm always really extra nice to cashiers, like people, and like I always just extend that extra courtesy. But it's also really weird too. It's like I will. This is gonna sound crazy, but like I can be sitting somewhere just as random as like a bank lobby, and somebody will come in knowing that they have to do business, and some reason they just divert over to me, and they'll start telling me like this crazy story about their life like out of fucking nowhere.
Nice.
And like I'll just be there for them and like hand over like my whatever wisdom I can to them and like whatever advice I can, and like or like it'll be something, you know, you pass somebody like, I really like those fucking glasses. I mean, those are awesome.
That's
like,
why
it looks great on you. And I know that like the smallest moment, because of what I've been through and like how I felt in my life, I know that something that small can change somebody's entire day, if not their entire perspective on life. You know what I mean? And like that's a footprint that I want to live. And I think that's my purpose. And the weird thing is, like, again, I know you're not as religious as like me and him, but I noticed like once I started realizing this, and once I had some of the experiences, and one of them we're going to tell on the show, like we told, we're all going to tell our crazy experience, and I will tell my story. But when I walk through, like, let's say I'm going through the gas station, the pharmacy, whatever, there's certain times where I'll see certain people, and this is where I'm going to say it sounds really crazy. I will look at them and they'll look at me, and normally you would just pass by somebody in the aisle or wherever. I can see their eyes change. Like, not like talking reptilian or anything, but their pupils will like almost be all pupil, no color, and they will divert from me like I'm walking in with like an AK or something. You know what I mean? And it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in the world, and the only thing I can come down to is it's like an energy thing. Like they're like in such a negative energy space that like when they see somebody like coming through with like positivity, like it's like whatever demons they're dealing with are like, fuck no, I can't deal with this. And it's super weird. Like I've asked a lot of people I've asked, and only a handful have told me that they've experienced the same thing, and the other even less of a handful have told me that they've seen the eye thing. And I think I've asked you about this. I'm like, look at people's eyes, tell me if you start seeing this shit.
You know, like,
it's crazy.
I can relate kind of what happens with me is I get judged right away as somebody, I guess just because of the way I look or come off without actually hearing who I am. I come off as the person that isn't all that pleasant or maybe big-headed or like just some asshole, you know what I mean? And like, for example, I could walk in, this kind of shit like has happened to me, especially over like partying days and everything. Like I could walk into a party or a bar, you know, 20, 30 people at a club or something, and like you could tell like the atmosphere changes the second that me or whoever I'm with walks in, and then you got either chicks not checking me out because I'm saying like I'm good looking or anything, but there's something different about me, and because they're looking at me, their dudes are looking at them, looking at me, and automatically they're like on my ass, like trying to fuck me and poke at me and test me, and then earlier in my days it was just like clink, you know, like done. But over time I've learned to, I guess, verbally kick their ass. Like,
that's good.
Like, as I don't know what their situation, I don't know what their situation is, what they're dealing with, but what I have learned how to do, like, that'll happen. For example, this guy will come over and just wants to, you know, get into it, and I'll end up picking up somehow, some way. Like, this guy's having a problem. There's something that he's like uneasy about, not feeling good, but something about my presence.
You know?
But I learned how to, like, within 3 to 5 minutes, this guy's high-fiving me, buying me a shot, asking for my number. Like, oh, let's check out, you know, we're buddies. Right after that.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this, man.
I learned how to, like, look at him and just, like, give him a hug, man.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say, dude, like, there's no question in my mind, like, the audience doesn't know. You're a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But you got one of the biggest fucking hearts of anyone.
Yeah. I love it, guys.
For real, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Like, I know no matter what time it is, where I'm at, I fucking make that phone call. He'll fucking cross state lines to come fucking take care of it. You know what I mean?
And I got you guys, too.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking real one, for real. Like, no
Same
doubt.
with you guys, man. You guys are the same thing. That's why I'm at
why we're here.
I keep my circle real tight and small, you know, the people that really count. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
the only people I mess with, they're exactly the same as me, and yet so incredibly different. It couldn't be any different, which is awesome, because I learn from you guys every day I see you, and I love it.
Hell yeah, man. I love that's what I
And no
love
matter
doing
what
this.
I talk about or what I'm feeling, I really feel like you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I
sure,
mean?
man.
And what you give me back is what I need to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
That's why, honestly, that's half of what I do this for. I love getting the other perspectives. I love having deep conversations.
Yep.
I'm having fun doing this. Like,
Dude, yeah.
It's like, and I think
this
people
is
watching
great.
are seeing us
I
having
agree.
fun because, like, I hope they are. I hope you guys see us having fun because we're having a freaking great time, man. Like,
Absolutely.
we're just kicking it. We would be doing this if the cameras were off.
Yes.
We would be just doing the same thing. We just decided one day we should just record this shit.
Just doing this to hang out.
We gotta go live one of these days. We gotta go live and just do a Twitch stream. Just so we
I'm
can
down,
start
dude.
vibing with like people like
We're evolving, you know. We're gonna definitely get there.
Aim for, if y'all are watching this, got this far, aim for Sunday night around 5 p.m. Central Time. Look for us on Twitch if you want to watch us live.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can obviously just come back to the YouTube channel and watch us for next episode.
Right.
Air a couple days later.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
That's our timestamp.
Same name everywhere. All platforms.
1 an hour.
Conversation
Qualified.
unknown.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? JFK.
Yeah, man. Like here's all this kind of
Is this a
preferences because like all these
It's a
things.
short.
Yeah. All this stuff that I kind of brought today is like, we've been talking about drones, we've been talking about UFOs, flat earth, all this stuff. I wanted to bring some, because we're talking about conspiracies and trying to figure things out, I thought I'd bring a couple conspiracies to the table that have actually been proven true.
Nice.
That like the government denied until things got declassified.
Yes.
And like, I think people that are conspiracy minded probably already know this stuff. I think there's also a lot of people that really have never even heard of this shit. And I just want to see if you guys have heard of these events, one, and two, like what you really think about it, because some of this shit is actually what catapulted us into wars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
basically wild stuff and like false flag attacks that we caused or just said happened to like get us into a shitty situation.
Nice. Well, let's check this out.
Let's go to another story. You got JFK. And so here he is as president, and he's approached by this group of individuals. I'll call them some radical activists who wanted to go to war in Cuba. This is the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Soviets are building up all their armaments.
The Bay of Pigs invasion.
Exactly. So JFK is dealing with the Soviets at our doorstep down in Cuba. And at the time, the American people did not want to militarily intervene in Cuba. They didn't want to trigger World War III. Very rational position to take.
We got a lot of like awesome opportunities to trigger World War III right now. So
Exactly.
understand.
Here we go again. So at the time,
It's like not funny at all, but I'm laughing out of pure
we have to
fear and
laugh.
discomfort.
Exactly. It's awkward.
Gallows
so we
humor.
laugh. Yep. So the polling numbers were very low, but this group of radical activists were like, no, we need to intervene. We should go to war. They came up with this plan. They said, what if we killed a bunch of Americans, but we made it look like the Cubans did it, so that the Americans would get upset and say we got to go to war and get justice against these Cubans. So their plan was, well, we could bomb Miami, we could shoot down a plane, we could shoot at rafts of Cuban exiles, trying to float their way to freedom. We'll do all this in a way that this is what's called a false flag event, stemming from the days of piracy when a pirate ship might hoist an American flag so that the nearby American ship would get closer and then they would board and attack. And so similarly, these guys said, we'll do all this to make it look like the Cubans are attacking. We'll kill Americans to deceive other Americans into sending yet other American soldiers to go fight. So this radical group of activists.
Did this happen? Did this start under Eisenhower? Because my understanding was that the Bay of Pigs actually had planning that began in the Eisenhower.
The broader issues did, yes.
Okay.
But this particular plan was under JFK's administration. So this radical group of activists gets an audience somehow with JFK, and they pitch their idea. They said, look, we got to go stop the commies. Here's how we do it. We do a false flag event and paint the Cuban nationalists having done it. JFK reviews the plan. He says, no, we're not doing that. He shoots it down, which is why it didn't happen. Although I would contend that had he approved it and had it happened, all of our history books for decades would have been teaching us as kids that these horrible Cuban communists attacked America, and all, right? Because it would have been classified and everything else. We would have been told that the false flag event was actually true. It did not happen. JFK shot it down, and the reveal is that this radical group of activists I've been mentioning that formulated this plan was the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States military. Together with top Department of Defense officials, literally proposed in writing. If you're going to propose killing,
Here's our demonic conspiracy in which we kill our own people to spark a potential nuclear war. What do you think?
It's insane. It's called Operation Northwoods. One word, Northwoods. You can Google it. You'll find the declassified document. Again, this was classified forever, right? And had it actually happened, I'm sure it would not have been, just like JFK's assassination. Under a law, they're supposed to have released all the records, and yet the government continues to refuse. This is, in fact, where we get the very term conspiracy theorist, because the CIA, after JFK was assassinated, said there's going to be all these people who think that the government was involved and that the intelligence community was a part of it. The truth,
yes.
Exactly. So we need to brand them as conspiracy theorists and attack them. And it's not the first time that term exists in our lexicon. But it's the first time that it's popularly used. It was like in a
weaponized
random book here, and it was randomly there. It wasn't really a common term until the government itself said, here's how we're going to brand these people. Just like you're saying racist and white supremacist in these terms.
Right.
Similarly, conspiracy theorist is a great way to paint someone as fringe, even when what they're saying is not a conspiracy theory, but a true, actual, verified conspiracy.
So that one... So I guess separately then is the actual Bay of Pigs invasion, right?
Yeah.
Which another guest of the show, Martin Gurry, has talked about in his book, The Revolt of the Public, and he paints this picture, which sort of speaks to a softer kind of conspiracy theory we live with a lot, and I think that you touch on, which is the U.S. works towards, first under Eisenhower and then executed by JFK, to support this kind of ridiculous 3,000 or so invasion of Cuba to try to overthrow Castro. And it fails. They're all killed. This is this Bay of Pigs invasion.
Yeah.
The president, and I like JFK. I think he's actually one of our better presidents, gets in front of the press corps and says, this is like on camera, the United States was not involved. This was Cuban nationals trying to take back their home from bad guys.
Yeah.
But I take full responsibility anyway, which is also weird and what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in the room knows that JFK is lying, that the U.S. was involved. Like they know it. They know this for a fact. And yet, because of the super controlled structure of the media, and there's only a handful of papers in any city, and the New York Times is the paper of record for the country, and there's only 3 broadcast networks because the government won't allow them to be anymore because of FCC control. So it's all cartel control.
Right.
Walter Cronkite is the most trusted man in America, and all he does is deliver 3 stories a night, and that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
That story gets out. The press basically parrots the president. And the next week, JFK's approval rating goes up 10 points.
Yeah.
They literally knew that these people were right. People like us had a thinking outside the box and being like, yo, what if like this.
Right.
And it's like, no, we're gonna put this term out there to like discredit them, make them tinfoil hat weirdos. And like, look how many movies that you have where there's that fringe character that's like considered nuts until they find out he's a fucking genius.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Independence Day, the
Yeah,
pilot,
dude.
the pilot.
Yeah.
Right.
Freaking Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah. What's his real name? I forgot it. What's
Cousin
his real
Eddie.
name?
Where can I get some damn bait?
Shit, what's his real name though? I forget, man.
Are there any more?
Well, anyway,
damn
everybody knows who he is, but I forgot what his true name as an actor is.
Dude, that guy, Cousin Eddie, like, he came out against Hollywood.
Yeah.
And, dude, they tried taking him out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he went, like, not crazy, but
He became the character from Independence Day, bro.
Look into that guy. Holy crap. Oh, that reminds me of another actor from Beetlejuice, you know, the dad.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a big pedo.
Yeah, that's why he wasn't in the sequel, bro.
Is he really?
That's why, yeah.
You know, the guy, the principal from Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
Ed Rooney.
I had no idea.
Dude, he's disgusting. Dude,
That's why he wasn't in the sequel. That was the only reason they killed him in the movie.
I did
Like,
see the
say
sequel, and
that
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, they said he died in the sequel, but he was really alive. But they didn't put him in the movie
Spoiler
because
alert.
of his pedo allegations and all the weird.
Dude,
Damn.
Dude, they're really bad. Really bad.
Okay, damn. Well, I had no
You always
idea.
gotta, man.
Good to know.
It always seems to go that way, man. Like this is too weird.
We get another Gulf of Tonkin?
Yeah, you guys know about the Gulf of Tonkin?
No, what's that?
Watch it.
Okay.
I figured there'd be one of the two of these that you guys are like, what?
The Gulf of Tonkin Incident, 1964, the Vietnam War.
How we got in?
The Gulf of Tonkin Incident, or the USS Maddox Incident, is the event responsible for America's entry into the Vietnam War. Vietnam was divided into halves, North and South, ruled by separate regimes, but the United States were concerned that Ho Chi Minh and the Communists would win the upcoming elections and were determined to stop the spread of communism. U.S. military involvement, however, had been minimal until 1964. President Lyndon B. Johnson had been training South Vietnamese mercenaries, sending them into North Vietnam to carry out acts of sabotage and gather intel. On July 31, 1964, South Vietnamese commandos had attacked North Vietnamese targets in the Gulf of Tonkin. On August 2, 1964, American naval destroyers had moved into North Vietnam waters to gather intelligence on the enemy's naval strength. The USS Maddox was nearing the mouth of the river delta when Captain Herrick noticed that they were being followed by North Vietnamese torpedo boats and had intercepted communications of their intention to attack, so he fired 3 warning shots. The USS Maddox was then fired upon by the enemy torpedo boats. Captain Herrick retaliated and opened fire on the torpedo boats, and with the assistance of U.S. jet fighters, hit all 3 enemy targets. The enemy boats had fired their torpedoes, but they all missed. The USS Maddox then retreated back into international waters. 2 days later, a second patrol was launched into the Gulf of Tonkin by the USS Maddox and the USS Turner Joy, when Captain Herrick reported that they were again under attack. Secretary McNamara and President Johnson agreed that retaliation was needed and the expansion of the war was approved by Congress. However, Herrick sent a later message claiming that he was mistaken about the attack and that freak weather action may have led his men to overreact. The final part of the message read, "No actual visual sightings by Maddox. Suggest complete evaluation before any further action taken." Nevertheless, this was ignored by Johnson and his advisors, who continued on with the retaliation plan. On August 5th, Johnson made a public speech stating, "The determination of all Americans to carry out our full commitment to the people and to the government of South Vietnam will be redoubled by this outrage." Shortly after his speech, U.S. aircraft bombed North Vietnamese targets, torpedo boat bases, and an oil storage depot. America was now drawn into the Vietnam War. President Johnson made a speech via the media to the American people to get their support for the war and described the attack on 2 U.S. Navy warships as a deliberate aggression. By late 1965, 200,000 American troops were on the ground, with more on the way.
Wow.
Our whole involvement in that thing, and look at how that unfolded. And I mean, they made movies about, how many movies about the Vietnam?
Right.
How crazy it was. And like we didn't really do anything good over there, like in the whole grand scheme of things. And it was all based on a lie.
Damn. That is wild.
Man, the propaganda.
Ooh, Operation Paperclip. What do we got here?
Yeah, you know about this, right?
I love it.
I know you
Paperclip,
do.
baby. Paperclip.
Paperclip. Operation Paperclip was a plan done by the United States intelligence apparatus in which the United States recruited former German scientists, engineers, and technicians. What was initially done as a plan to recruit German military scientists in hopes to advance the research and development of new technologies quickly turned into a race to snatch up as many former German technicians as possible in hopes to claim technological superiority over the increasingly hostile appearing Soviet Union. The United States had recruited over 1,600 personnel from the former German government, which included industrial technicians, rocket scientists, aerospace engineers, and many other
In a
specialists.
nutshell, which he doesn't really call it out.
Yeah.
Is that when we went over there and we fought the Nazis, and like after like basically it was imminent that we were gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
We took all of their like scientists and anybody that engineers, everybody that was making the crazy German shit we hear, like all the story tales about, even the supposed UFO stuff, all the people that were working on all those secret projects, the freaking super soldiers, all that stuff, and we brought them over to America and had them start working for us.
Damn.
So like all the crazy weird shit that like America is like up to that like nobody really knows is probably stemming from like some Nazi crazy wild super soldier shit.
Probably that goes into like, well, fucking, yeah, like what's his name? Who's the NASA guy? I forget his name.
Heinz gets better than the trainers and dolphins.
Yeah.
The NASA guy that
I don't know his name actually.
passed away.
I don't know if he passed. Did he pass away?
Oh, you talking about the dude that wrote those books and stuff on the UFOs and
The NASA guy.
The guy that started out doing NASA rocketry and stuff.
Yeah, he's
for
Werner
von Braun.
Von Braun.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know what
he
he
wrote
had.
the
You
Chariot
know,
of the Gods too, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
you know what this guy had on his tombstone?
What?
I want to say yes, but I don't want to say yes because I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember the exact what it is, the section, or you know, like in the Bible they have quotes, and then they have like numbers and stuff. But the numbers on his grave and that quote speaks of the firmament in the Bible. NASA,
one for the flat
the NASA rocketry guy on his tombstone put. You gonna look that up, Benny?
I'm gonna look up what the hell does firmament mean.
It's the dome above the earth.
So like there's waters beneath and
It
waters
says-
above the firmament, according to the Bible.
Firmament has multiple meanings, including the sky, a celestial barrier, a field of interest, a book, a video game, or Capital Solutions company. I'm gonna go with the sky. It's just the sky.
So that's what you got out of that?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Did you look it up?
No, I wasn't. Here's what it says in the firmament when like God was creating the earth and all this stuff. He said, I'm going to put a firmament around it, and there's going to be water, like sea waters below, and then sea waters above. So basically, that's where like a lot of people, let's say in the flat Earth community, think that space is actually water.
Okay. Interesting.
There's
Well,
the seas above, and then seas like within the earth.
we got some cool stuff going on in the firmament,
Well,
anyways.
Guys,
It comes.
here you go.
We got to give one to the flat earther today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, I'll hear it. I'll listen.
The heavens declare the glory of God. The glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. The firmament, dude, that's from Genesis. I've read Genesis in the Bible. Psalms, and they did mention the firmament. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork.
Wait.
The sky. So what I got about is the sky. Because the sky is fucking crazy.
What
There's
was it
a lot
again?
of shit
Psalm
going on
what?
out there.
Psalms 19:1.
19.
But why would he have that?
because the sky is absolutely insane. We take it for granted around here, but like we're in the middle of the Milky Way and it's just beautiful. And like we can see all sorts of beautiful stuff going on. If you live out in the desert or whatever, where there's like no clouds, no light pollution, we're just in the middle of a shooting gallery. Just like there's shit going on constantly. And if you look out in the sky, I mean, we've been doing it for thousands and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years, just looking up the sky and being like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
I do that all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
I know, dude. Yeah,
all the time.
Like regardless of your religious, whether you believe in God, or believe in any God or not, it's just something's going on and it's crazy. Whatever it is, it's undescribable. It's just like, oh, beautiful.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
You guys think that we'll find out?
I know.
I think we're
in
gonna
our
keep
lives.
finding out how little we know. We're gonna find out more, but we're gonna be like, oh, we don't know anything.
I think with the AI shit going on, man, we're gonna find out quicker than we
Been eating at you
thought.
for like 2 weeks now.
It'll help us. Well, we're gonna watch some AI stuff here. We're gonna watch some AI stuff here.
Here we go.
Okay, cool. Well, this first one we're getting into. We'll ease in. This is a little. This is just a little fun
You got
thing.
something you were gonna say?
Oh, I was saying that the AI stuff's been bothering you for a couple of weeks since that last one.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna talk. We'll demystify some of it.
Well,
But
I
I'll tell
heard
you this,
besides
man,
that
like-
Willow, they also have a sentient AI now.
I don't know,
Apparently,
man.
I
It's
guess.
getting kind of weird, dude. I'm gonna
I
say.
mean, if dogs can do it,
Here.
Orange circles look different,
seen
but in
shit
fact
like this
they're
before.
exactly
We're
the
just
same.
teasing,
But
man.
because the brain is comparing them to the context, one circle seems smaller. But if you remove the contexts, you can see, in fact, they are identical. Now, we are the same, okay? How we think about our status and how we're getting on is relative to what everyone else is doing. So we, too, are subject to the biases of context. If you take them away, our brains are the same.
Okay, that was just a little something. We're gonna do a rapid fire here because these are all shorts. But yeah, so that one was just fun, just to kind of put you into the I don't know,
that
headspace.
mode.
Yeah. Now this, do you guys know about the Parker Space Probe? We sent it to the sun. We're doing a lot of telescope stuff, and James Webb Telescope, that's making the news a lot lately. But they sent a solar probe to the sun, and it took all sorts of readings. One of them was the sound of the sun.
But
Check it out.
how did it get there?
Cool.
I mean, one, how did he get through the firmament? But two, how did he get through the Van Allen radiation belt?
We don't know, but we got this
Van
video.
Allen radiation belt.
By the way, this is the fastest man-made objects that's ever created, because when you approach the sun, the gravity increases, and you can do slingshot, gravity assist slingshot. That's how we travel to outer planets like Jupiter and stuff. We'll slingshot around like inner planets to get a gravity boost, and that's how Voyager space probes got out so far and so fast. With the sun, it was traveling at like 450,000 miles per hour when it was slingshotting around. Fucking crazy, because it
I
goes
didn't
in
even
and
get that
it's,
close to the sun without like melting to death.
they have crazy heat shielding. I've seen a demonstration of a guy that takes a map gas torch or something and just like blasts a thing for several thousand degrees. He blasts this cube and then he picks it up instantly because it dissipates heat that fast. We can watch it later.
Wow,
but yeah,
wow. That's
this is what the sun sounds like, guys.
Like a freaking tornado. With like howling demons in the background.
So those are solar winds.
That's freaky.
Yeah. Well, if there was sound, if sound was able to propagate through space from the sun to us, it would constantly be at like 200 decibels all the time. The sun is very loud because it's all that nuclear fusion going on.
System.
This is a fun one. This is just another thing kind of like that first one. How trauma keeps us stuck. This is a weird visual, but I liked it.
The fleas are placed inside the jar, and the lid is then sealed. They are left undisturbed for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives. And when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example. This is how generational trauma truly works.
This is like we live in a simulation, I swear to God, because once like an image, a sound, a saying, a word I've never heard in my entire life gets uploaded into my system, poof, it pops up again.
Yep. It's like somebody's up there just like
for real. Like, dude, just upload this and then I'll start seeing it. Like I just found out about trauma, generational trauma.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, and it was like I believe in it strongly because it was also like back in like way before we had like the technology and the comfy lifestyle that we had. Like you had to almost also have like those instincts ingrained in your DNA too. So like even if crap hit the fan and you weren't taught about something, like you would kind of instinctively know how to handle and deal with it.
We are the craziest computers ever made.
Yes,
you know
the
that.
Most complex, man.
Like,
sure.
dude, like. What the hell else did I just find out the other day? To select your memory, like short-term memory.
Yeah.
They can tell a little spot in your brain or whatever section that is where your long-term or your short-term memory is like stored and where it comes from. But apparently, like your long-term memory, that they still don't know where the hell that goes or how you find it or some shit. It's
So
like
the way
apparently
that
possibly
works,
stored in your cells or something.
the way neurons work is crazy because it has to do with how many neurons connect to one another. So like for short-term memory, maybe it's a fewer. They really only have to analyze a few neurons, but we have like a trillion neurons or a billion neurons in our brains. So its memories could be like how 20, you could have a memory that could be like 20,000 neurons all talking to each other in a very specific way. That's maybe the memory of like your first kiss or something like that. But like a short-term memory might be, maybe it's a smaller chain or something like that. So it's just really complicated. So that's
Speaking of like
might be able to get us
spark
there.
and neurons, the first spark, I've seen this video recently. I just showed it to Hannah. It's the egg, ovulating egg, and then the sperm comes out.
Oh
of the
yeah,
egg.
dude. There's a
And
spark
once that
at
sperm
conception.
enters the egg, there's a flash over the egg, a big spark. And
then it starts dividing.
It's the first spark, the first like neuron
And that's so
charge.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
amazing.
awesome.
It's
Dude,
amazing. It's an
insane.
actual flash, like a light. It's like electrical.
Yeah. No, I've seen
around
it.
the
It
egg.
blows my mind, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Have you guys ever heard like chromosome deletion or like from the DNA system or like people like having that like your body like naturally like has deleted like certain parts of your DNA like it's not really known why, but like it can affect like your health or like your well-being, but like there's other times where it just doesn't fucking matter. And they have no
Interesting.
reason why it's missing, like why you're missing, like you know. So like, and I'm not trying to like sound rude or be mean to like, you know, like with Down syndrome they have like an extra chromosome.
Yes.
Like there's people with like missing chromosomes.
Ooh, interesting.
all
Don't
part-
dogs have fewer chromosomes or
How the
something?
computer was written, your body, aka.
Right. But like that's crazy, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That
absolutely.
date, delete.
I'm gonna skip this Deepak Chopra one because I heard that he doesn't tip. He's smart and he's very worldly, but I heard that he doesn't tip, so we're gonna
Fuck
skip
that
him.
guy.
Yeah, fuck that
fuck
guy.
you, dude.
Fuck you, Deepak Chopra.
Do you not believe in aliens? Let's take, for example, you guys all got to see the aurora today, at least many of you did. The reason the aurora happens is because the Earth itself has an electromagnetic field around it. This protects us from radiation out in space. The sun also has an electromagnetic field around it. It goes around our entire solar system, protects us from radiation from out in space. What is radiation bad for? Organic life. So, what would we do in order to explore outside of our solar system? What we're already doing. Send robots, right? Since we have AI improving over time, and even with rudimentary machines, we can actually have them close to self-replicating. All you would really have to do is focus into creating a robot that could harvest the materials it needs and refine them to make more of itself. And then you'd create a network of these robots because they would just spread out across the galaxy and send information back to each other via web to a planet. If there are aliens visiting Earth, they're probes. And the spooky part is there's a very high chance that the organic life back on its home planet that runs the whole thing isn't even around anymore.
Yep.
Collecting data for no one.
Like, basically been my point about aliens from like the jump, dude. It's like there's no way they would get here. And like he said, you would have to be some kind of probe, and by the time they got here, it would be like fucking work.
A Muamua.
Like,
That a Muamua probe.
Yeah.
Slingshotted through our solar system and zipped out and actually gained speed on its way out.
Yep.
They said it had a message.
This looks like a lady I got in an argument with at the grocery store.
I bet your name is Karen.
This is Sabine Hoffman something.
I was off.
something.
I was wrong.
She's German, and she's a particle physicist or an astrophysicist. She's some sort of a physicist. She talks about Google's quantum AI breakthrough.
Oh, cool.
Google announced on Monday that they've made a breakthrough in quantum computing, which made big headlines, and I've seen a few people worried that this could be relevant for Bitcoin mining. No. Google's quantum AI group says they used a quantum computer with 105 qubits to do a calculation much faster than any conventional computer, even a supercomputer cluster could have done. By their estimate, it'd have taken 10 to the 25 years on a conventional computer. That calculation, however, has no practical use. It just creates random numbers according to a distribution that's very difficult to create on a conventional computer. It's actually pretty much the same that they already did in 2019 with about 50 qubits when they claimed it'd have taken a conventional computer 10,000 years. But another group later managed to do it on a conventional computer as fast as on the quantum computer. Google seems to pretty much expect this to happen here too, because they write in the press release, of course, as happened after we announced the first Beyond Classical Computation in 2019, we expect classical computers to keep improving on this benchmark. It'll take about 1 million qubits for quantum computers to begin having practical use. Once we get there, yes, you could in principle use them for Bitcoin mining, and that'd speed up the calculation somewhat, but if you have enough money to buy a quantum computer, maybe you can think of something better to do with it than Bitcoin mining.
So, like, if this computer's so awesome and they put like an AI tip to it or whatever, could you just tell it or be like, hey, here's an idea. Let's take this 105 qubits. Now make a new one because we're not quick enough to figure it out. Can you make us the million qubit one?
So it's not good. It's not good at creating novel content, and that means that it's not good at making stuff that doesn't already exist. So like, that's the catch.
I figured it was like it would come out like all retarded. Like
it would.
But like, you guys ever seen the movie Multiplicity?
Dude, yes.
Yeah. The one guy, and that scene where like he finds out that all his clones banged his wife, and then he's talking to like the dumb one, and he's like, "Did you?" And he's like, "She touched my puppy, Steve."
Yeah.
And then like the sensitive one was like, "Steve, no," and he's like, "You shut the fuck up. I'll hit you so hard, I'll kill him."
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, here. This one, Michio Kaku.
Wait, hold on. You know how she's mentioned Bitcoin and like the whole mining thing with the quantum computers? Did you ever see like the mining yard for Bitcoin?
Is that a thing or like? Well, no,
like,
I don't think so.
It's like the housing of all the computer
like a
systems
lot
they
of
have
fans.
like data
A
harvesting.
lot of fans running.
No. Well, I've seen before. I mean,
It's
you can
like-
mine Bitcoin on your phone if you want to.
What's that?
You can mine Bitcoin on your phone if you wanted to. It just wouldn't get you very much.
No, I mean like the server system that they have set up for it. It's fucking insane. It's it's like a field of hubs, like just on top of each other.
Yep. It's wild, and those things, well, depending on the country they're in, they'll sometimes get raided by the. I've heard of raids going wrong, where they think that they're pulling so much power, they think it's like a marijuana grow operation.
Right.
But it's not. It's just they're just
What
mining
it
Bitcoin.
almost looks like, dude.
Yeah.
There's like these almost like shacks.
Yeah.
And they're and inside of them is this like servers.
Right.
Like rows of them, dude. Like and there's like and they're all networked together. Like you're like it would almost be like taking like a shipping yard and just turning it into like servers.
Yep.
Like it's crazy.
Right, right. Well, this one is more on quantum, but it's Michio Kaku kind of bringing it back down to earth, talking about nature, quantum computing.
If you want to see a quantum computer, just go outside and look at a forest. Look at a leaf. A leaf takes light from the sun, photons, combines it with carbon dioxide, creates oxygen, and also eventually creates cellulose and chlorophyll. Think about it for a moment. That's a computation. That's a quantum computer. Mother Nature does this at room temperature. Mother Nature is ahead of us. We can't yet do it at room temperature.
Yeah. We need to cool down shit to near absolute zero for our quantum computers to work. And he's right. Mother Nature has gotten it working at room temperature. Isn't that crazy?
We got the funny link at the end yet, right?
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, this is my funny link for the episode.
Funny link.
For all you people worried about the world, gonna make you laugh at the end.
Gonna unmute.
See if he matches your energy.
I'm gonna do this to my significant other.
Keeping it weird.
What? 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 Hey, what?
What are you talking about? What is it? Oh my God! Look! What? Oh look! Hey, it's right there!
It's right there! It's right there on your head! It's literally right there!
You got a pillow.
That's pretty good.
Man, that's funny as hell.
Fantastic. Oh my
love
God.
All right.
Bad.
All right, man. I mean, anybody else got anything else?
I got nothing, yeah.
I got one last thing. We're experimenting with a little bit of some different editing techniques, and the last episode 11 that we did, I slapped one of my mixes in the background. So just so you guys know, I'm gonna put in the comments or whatever, or the description of the last episode, the actual mixes on it, so any of y'all digging it. That's kind of like one of my other things I'm into.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll have a link to my SoundCloud and that actual mix if you guys are into the electronic music thing. So, you know, if you like the mix you hear during the episode, you know, you can have it.
He creates bangers, there's no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah,
I got
multiple
multiple files of this dude just laying down tracks. Man.
Yeah. I got a lot of your CDs in my cars, dude.
I used to, and then I had to. Then my car didn't have a CD player, so I had to start moving over to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You can hit play on my SoundCloud. It'll play for almost 4 days straight.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. That's sick.
Oh yeah, check them out.
Awesome. Well, yeah,
Well,
good sesh.
I mean, that kind of wraps up episode 12 here. You know, we want to thank you for making it this far. Since you did, hit the like button, subscribe, please share with your friends and family. Again, shout out to everybody's clips who we use. You'll find their links in the description. Great stuff. Go to their channel, give them a like, you know, follow them too. Obviously, if you like the show, you liked what we put on it. So in the meantime, we're going to see you next Sunday. And remember, around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're probably going to go live on Twitch while we record that next episode. But if you can't make it, we will have that episode uploaded to YouTube within a couple of days.
Yeah.
In the
Thank
meantime,
you to everybody. We love you guys. All
mad
the new
love,
subscribers,
mad love.
keep it coming.
And we appreciate it.
Also, real quick, episode 100. Once we get there, the sooner we get there, we got a special episode with exclusive
Forgot about that.
content, some all personal stories of ours, and some shit you probably never seen before. And
nice.
We got something special for you.
Once we hit 100, for sure.
100 subscribers, keep them coming.
Mind-blowing.
Share us, get us out there.
Awesome.
Thank those numbers, peeps. We love it.
Thanks much, guys. All right.
Conversation unknown.